Hello, good evening and happy Christmas. Welcome to the first in the 12 days of PlanesTV Christmas. I haven't really come up with a catchy name for this. It's the 12 days of Christmas, aviation style. Each evening, 7 PM UK time, PlanesTV on YouTube and on Facebook will be airing a full-length programme from our on-demand archive. It's normally available and will continue to be available and is always available to our PTV On Demand subscribers at that website at watch.planestv.com. But I thought over the Christmas period, over the Christmas holidays, we'd air these on both Facebook and YouTube, which are very good platforms for this, allowing people to watch along, enjoy them together whilst we can't be together. So do join the chat, watch along with family, join the chat with like-minded aviation enthusiasts. It's always our live broadcasts and these live premieres always attract a really nice audience of aviation-minded folk, and it's good fun to chat along with them if you feel like doing so. This first one then, this is the 100th anniversary of the Turkish Air Force, recorded in 2011 at Izmir. And we were invited by the Air Force to cover the show and release a DVD and Blu-ray program of that event. Absolutely awesome event. Huge international participation, 8 national aerobatic teams, one of the best air shows in recent times. Pakistani JF-17, F-16, F-16s from Belgium and the Netherlands as well. And every current type in service with the Turkish Air Force took part in the Inventory Flypast, and the home crowd delighted in the extraordinary aerobatics of Ali Ozturk in the pit special, and of course the Turkish Stars, the wonderful Air Force team flying the F5 in Turkey. And also this was Solo Turk's first year, and we'd given them good advice on GoPros and onboard cameras, and I'm pleased to say they took all of that advice and found some more advice besides. The aircraft was fully loaded up with onboard cameras, and that produces some spectacular results. So that's the final display in about 90 minutes time. It's a 90-minute program, so sit back, relax, enjoy some aviation action this Christmas with us here at PlanesTV. And don't forget, if you enjoy what you see, we'll be doing this every evening, 7 PM UK time, from Christmas Day through to the 5th of January. I'll try and leave in the description a list of the other events that will be airing. And make sure to like the Facebook page and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already. But now, let's get on with the action, shall we? This is from Airshow Turkey 100, recorded in 2011.
Staged to commemorate the centenary of one of the world's oldest air arms, this is Izmir and Airshow Turkey.
This is Colonel Mehmet Yanlar from Turkish Air Force. I am one of the organizers of Airshow Turkey 2011. The aim of Airshow Turkey 2011 is of course, to celebrate Turkish Air Force's centennial anniversary. We had many teams from all around the world. For example, we had Thunderbirds, we had Red Arrows, we had Patrouille de France, we had Frégate Tricolore. We had some solos, interesting solos. Belgian guys were with us, supporting us. Netherlands, Dutch guys with us. And we also had 2 solos from Pakistan, which was an interesting team for our event. We are very proud of the Airshow Turkey 2011 because of the numbers we got to the showground, because of the participants from all over the world, and we are also very proud and very excited to be able to share this joy and this honor with many nations all around the world.
During the run-up to the show, several of the lead aircraft from the various national teams were involved in this joint formation. From the Turkish Stars to Team Iskra, Patrouille Egea to Frégate Tricolore, this then was a very special way to signal the opening of what would be a fantastic flying display. A spectacular parachute display signalled the opening of the public days of Airshow Turkey. Showcasing the Turkish Air Force's current inventory in its centennial year, a flypast of types in service with the air arm today. First we see the Eurocopter Cougar helicopters, complete with underslung flags and troops, these being followed by a selection of the Turkish Air Force's training aircraft, such as the SF-260, the venerable T-34s and T-37s, and, finally, the F-5. Casa CN-235 is followed in by the Turkish Stars marked C-160 Transal. Team C-130 is next, followed closely by a KC-135 tanker with its refueling boom extended. This, of course, is the F-16 fighting Falcon. And here, the mighty and unmistakable sight of the F-4 Phantom, still in service after all these years. Finally, once again, the F-5, another long-serving success story, but this time the version used by the Turkish Air Force in a combat and reconnaissance role. What a superb look at the Turkish Air Force as it stands today. Still in service more than 60 years after conception, the Beechcraft T-34 Mentor is a single-engine training aircraft. The T-34 first flew in 1948 and was primarily used by the United States Air Force and US Navy, although more than 2,300 examples were produced, and the type would eventually see service across the globe. In 1973, the aircraft was redeveloped and became the T-34C, the Turbo Mentor, with a new power plant and even armed variants for export customers. Incredibly, the aircraft remained in production until 1990, and many examples can still be seen in military service and civilian use to this day. First of the many national display teams on show, the Croatian Wings, or Wings of Stomo, flying the Pilatus PC-9. The PC-9 is a single-engine turboprop training aircraft and was introduced into service back in 1997. Croatian Wings are based at the 93rd Military Air Base at Zumanic, and team leader is Captain Diana Dobosh, only the third female in history to fly with a national aerobatic team. The team's first performance was on the 22nd of July 2004 at the opening ceremony of the European Sailing Championships in Zadar. Here's the team's spectacular pass with all of their aircraft inverted. The surprisingly noisy IAR-99 is a rare sight indeed, and this advanced jet trainer and light attack aircraft from Romania is not seen regularly on the airshow circuit. The IAR-99 was developed back in the 1970s and was the first all-Romanian designed and built jet aircraft, finally making its first flight in December 1985. Highly manoeuvrable, the aircraft is still considered to be one of the best of its kind, and a number remain in service with the Romanian Air Force Application School. The Italian Air Force C-27J Spartan is a spectacular airshow performer, and one which leaves spectators in no doubt as to the aircraft's incredible versatility, performing the sort of routine you might be more used to seeing from a much smaller airframe. Boasting the highest power-to-weight ratio in its class and the ability to perform 3G manoeuvres which enable the Spartan to turn tightly and rapidly climb and descend, the C-27J can fly farther, faster and higher than any comparable twin-engine military transport aircraft. The Spartan is currently in service with the Air Forces of Greece, Italy, Lithuania and Bulgaria, and is also under production for the US Army and US Air Force's Joint Cargo Aircraft Programme, all of which makes the C-27J the best-selling twin-turboprop military tactical airlifter in the world.
This live premiere is part of the PlanesTV 12 Days of Christmas. At 7 PM UK time each evening from Christmas Day through to January 5th, we're airing a full-length programme from our on-demand archive here on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure to like the PlanesTV Facebook page and subscribe on YouTube. And if you're enjoying what you're seeing, make sure to like the video and give it a share so other people can enjoy it too. And who knows, maybe I'll do more of these in future. Also, make sure to check the description of this video to find out how you can access our on-demand archive anytime. Right now though, let's get back on with the show. I hope you enjoy.
All the way from the UK, of course, the world-famous Red Arrows are the Royal Air Force's aerobatic team and have been flying the BAE Systems Hawk since 1979. The Reds' Diamond 9 formation is the team's trademark. Since the team was officially formed in 1965, it has completed more than 4,300 displays in 53 countries across the globe, flying the flag for the British Armed Forces and industry. The Hawk T1 is the Royal Air Force's advanced jet training aircraft and is flown by students before they move on to the Eurofighter Typhoon or Panavia Tornado GR4. In 2012, however, some of the aircraft will be replaced by the brand new Hawk T2. The first of the legendary F-16 Fighting Falcons to take to the skies over Izmir, the familiar site of the Belgian Air Force Solo display. The Belgian Air Force F-16 demo pilot is Mitch Bullen from 349 Fighter Squadron based at Kleiner Bruegel. After 3 years in the role, 2011 sees Mitch completing his time displaying the jet and handing over the job to somebody new. The Lockheed Martin F-16 Fighting Falcon is the only fighter left within the Belgian Air Force. It was originally developed by General Dynamics for the United States Air Force and evolved into a multinational fighter program after Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark and Norway all signed up for the aircraft back in 1975. Designed as a lightweight fighter, optimised for daytime dogfighting and ground attack, it evolved over many years and various conflicts into a hugely successful multi-role aircraft. As we will see, this wasn't the only F-16 on display at the show, but Mitch's routine in his colourful Vortex scheme jet was certainly very well received. After appearing at Farnborough 2010 on static display, Airshow Turkey saw the European flying display debut of the Pakistani Air Force's JF-17 Thunder. Developed jointly by the Chengdu Aircraft Industries Corporation of China, the Pakistan Air Force and the Pakistan Aeronautical Complex, the aircraft is designated as JF-17 in Pakistan, that's Joint Fighter 17, and as FC-1 in China, an abbreviation of Fighter China 1. Developed primarily to meet the requirements of the Pakistan Air Force, JF-17 is a low-cost, multi-role combat aircraft and was seen as the ideal replacement for its ageing mixed fleet of Nanchang A5, Chengdu F-7s and Dassault Mirage 3 and 5 fighters. The maiden test flight of the first prototype took place during 2003 in China, with deliveries to the Pakistan Air Force for further flight testing and evaluation beginning in 2007. The aircraft's first airshow demonstration also took place that year in Islamabad, and the Pakistan Air Force's first JF-17 squadron officially stood up in February 2010. Team Iskra is the Polish national aerobatic display team and flies 7 TS-11 Iskra jet trainers. Painted in an eye-catching red and white scheme, the team also utilises those colours for its smoke, which is of course Poland's national colours. Poland's first aerobatic team, Rąbik, was formed in 1969 and also flew the Iskra, though appearances were few and far between, and the aircraft at that stage did not wear any special markings. In 1981, Rąbik disbanded and Team Iskra was born, and the team is now based at Radom. It's time for the second of the F-16 solo demonstrations now, and this is the ever popular Orange Lion from the Royal Netherlands Air Force. Captain Tobias High-Tech Scooter is the man in the cockpit for his second year as demo pilot, and the aircraft is based at Leeuwarden, with personnel from both 322 and 323 squadrons supporting the team. That team includes not just high-tech, but also 2 display coaches, 5 technicians and 2 advisors, which just goes to show how much teamwork is involved with getting a solo display like this into the air. With smoke proudly billowing out in their national colours, Patria Aguirre could only herald from Spain. Based at San Javier Air Base near La Manga, Patrulla Egea flies 7 CASA C-101 aviojet training aircraft, is the only team to use yellow smoke, and is perhaps best known for their famous formation landings. The Aviojet first flew back in 1977 and is used for advanced jet training and also light attack duties. Egea always puts on a graceful display, and it's also the only jet aerobatic team where you can see one of the Solo aircraft performing a complete outside loop. Another F-16 now, but this time a true rarity in airshow terms, an example from the Pakistan Air Force. Pakistan received its first F-16s back in 1983, and by 2008, more than 50 examples of the F-16A and B had been delivered in total. While these aircraft are currently undergoing a midlife upgrade, 18 of the greatly enhanced Block 52 Plus F-16s were also ordered, and the first of these arrived at Pakistan Air Force Base Shahbaz in June 2010. Ali Ozturk is Turkey's best known and most successful aerobatic pilot and flies an extremely distinctive aircraft called the Purple Violet. Built especially for airshow flying, the Purple Violet was built by Ali himself with Barrett Brummett and is capable of speeds in excess of 400 kilometers an hour. That's 260 miles an hour, which might just make her the fastest biplane in the world. With no less than 8 ailerons on her wings, each of which works individually, Purple Violet is capable of incredible aerobatics. As for Ali, he's been performing aerobatics since 1988 and now has more than 5,000 flying hours under his belt. Another national team now, and this time the grace and flamboyance of the Patrie de France. Now with 8 Dassault Breguet Alpha Jet trainers, the Patrie has been entertaining airshow crowds and flying the flag for France since 1953, when they started out in the Republic F-84 Thunderjet. They've been flying the Alpha Jet since 1981 and made history in 2009 when Commandant Virginie Guyot was appointed leader, the first woman to lead a military demonstration team. Based at Salon-de-Provence, the Patrie de France is one of the world's oldest demonstration teams and originates as far back as 1931.
This programme is one of nearly 300 full-length airshow programmes, live broadcasts and special features available on the PlanesTV On Demand service. Head to planestv.com/12 days to get half-price access to PTV On Demand for 6 months. The service includes all programmes PlanesTV has released over the last 10 years and also very many from our early archive which stretches all the way back to 1989. That link again is planestv.com/12 days. You'll even get a 7-day free trial on the service. Now though, let's get back on with the show. Enjoy.
This is the Italian Air Force again, and the Amx. Amx International is a ground attack aircraft for battlefield interdiction, close air support and reconnaissance. joint Italian-Brazilian venture, the aircraft is designated A1 by the Brazilian Air Force and entered service in 1989. The Italian Air Force received a total of 110 single-seat versions and 26 two-seat training versions, which remain fully mission capable. Hugely welcome visitors as part of their European tour. It's the one and only Thunderbirds from the United States Air Force. Unlike most demonstration teams, the Thunderbirds don't use a training aircraft, but a frontline fighter, the F-16 Fighting Falcon. Home for the Thunderbirds is Nellis Air Force Base near Las Vegas, and the team is made up of 6 aircraft, with the majority of the display showcasing a formation of 4, whilst the additional 2 perform spectacular solo and synchro manoeuvres. Thunderbirds transitioned to the F-16 in 1983, but prior to that had flown the T-38 Talon, the F-4 Phantom, the F-100 Super Sabre, the F-105 Thunder Chief, and the F-84 Thunderjet. The Eurofighter is one of the world's most advanced combat aircraft, and this example is from the Italian Air Force. Incredibly agile at both low and high speeds, Eurofighter's control system is described as being carefree, which prevents the pilot from exceeding the manoeuvre envelope. With a completely glass cockpit, voice control system, helmet-mounted symbology, and huge power from a pair of Eurojet EJ200 engines, Eurofighter is capable of both air-to-air and air-to-ground missions, utilising an impressive array of weaponry. The aircraft is currently in service in Austria, Germany, Italy, Saudi Arabia, the United Kingdom and Spain, which recently received its 300th example of the aircraft. Further support from the Italian Air Force in the unmistakable guise of its national display team, the spectacular Frecce Tricolori. Flying the Air Macchi MB339 trainer and light attack aircraft, the Frecce is unique among the current military display teams as it uses no less than 10 aircraft for its show. The Frecce's solo performer is always thrilling to watch, with knife-edge passes, crazy flying, and even a tail slide. The green, white and red smoke is of course for the Italian national flag, also reflected in the MB339's very eye-catching colour scheme. This is the Austrian Air Force in its very attractive Tiger-schemed Saab 105, an aircraft developed in the early 1960s by Saab specifically for the Swedish Air Force. It's a high-wing, twin-engine training aircraft and first entered service in 1967, replacing the de Havilland Vampire. In 1969, the Austrian Air Force purchased 40 examples of the re-engined J105E, and it is that version you can see here. "28 of the aircraft remain in service in Austria, and it is used for air defence and reconnaissance training. We've saved the home team until last, and brand new for 2011, and a true first for the airshow circuit in Turkish colours, the F-16C Fighting Falcon.
Hello, my name is Major Murat Keleş. I am F-16 solo demo pilot for 2011. Turkish Air Force has a lot of F-16 in the world after the USA, you know, and this aircraft is Block 40 C model and all mission capable. There is no change except paint job. We use two smoke winders for smoking in the air, and the other no change in the aircraft. I'm flying F-16 almost 13 years and more than 2,500 hours I fly with this aircraft. So this is our first year for the air shows. This skin is on the tail. There's a eagle, is our Air Force symbol. There's also our flag in the bottom of the aircraft. Over the aircraft, you can see during the show, same eagle, but shiny one. Also, our designer is Murat Dorkip. He designed all things.
Pride of the Turkish Air Force and one of the most exciting military display teams, closing the show, the Turkish Stars. Flying 8 supersonic NF-5 aircraft, the Turkish Stars is one of the youngest national display teams, making its debut on June 18, 1993. When the team displayed in Baku, Azerbaijan, in August 2001, they did so in front of a record-breaking crowd of 1 million people, and are the only national demonstration team to have done so. Turkish Stars have 12 F-5s at its disposal and also uses the C-130 Hercules and C-160 Transal support aircraft, which, as we've already seen, are both painted in Turkish Stars colours. The team aims to present the Turkish Air Force on a national and international platform, and their stunning display means that Airshow Turkey closes on a real and very appropriate high. Airshow Turkey then, a superb event and one which marked the Turkish Air Force centenary superbly, with a host of visiting aircraft from across the globe. As well as some regular favourites, there were some real rarities in a display which also showcased the best of the host nation as it celebrated its 100th birthday in spectacular and unforgettable style.
I really hope you've enjoyed this show from the PlanesTV archive. As I've said a couple of times, it's from our on-demand service, so that service is available at watch.planestv.com. But if you head to planestv.com/12 days, you'll find a route there to get half-price access to our service for the first 6 months. It gives access to nearly 300 full-length airshow programs, live broadcast special features stretching back to the early 90s, some really good nostalgia. It has all of our programs released over the last 10 years, hundreds of hours of aviation entertainment to while away the winter evenings. So that link again, planestv.com/12 days. I dare say I've popped it up on screen if I've done half my job right. And yeah, hopefully it's an enjoyable service that you can enjoy over the next 6 months. I hope you've enjoyed this show. Do like the Facebook page, subscribe over on YouTube, and if you've enjoyed the show, do give it a thumbs up, a share to people that might have enjoyed it, although it won't be available for much longer. This is just a live premiere of this full-length show that won't be available long term, so forgive us for that. But of course you can get on-demand access to all of our programs released over the last 10 years, and very many released over the last 30 years over on watch.planestv.com. But use the link planestv.com/12 days to get your first 6 months on the service at half price. Thanks again. See you at an airshow soon. Cheerio.